Joining us now is Linda Morrell, the development manager, and Crystal Smith, vice president of philanthropy at Junior Achievement of Southeastern Michigan. Linda and Crystal, thank you very much for joining us today on the Megacast.
Thank
Thank
you
you
for
for
having
having
us.
us.
So, Crystal, did I get that right? Was my setup kind of close?
Absolutely. Well, Junior Achievement, our mission is to inspire and prepare young people to succeed in a global economy. We envision a world in which young people have the skill set and the mindset to build thriving communities.
And I think, Linda, that people love picking on the young generation. They just do. Oh, these people, they don't know how to work as hard as we did when we were kids. I hear that so much, and it's just so disappointing to hear people my age and even younger people talking about the young people that are coming into the business world now. Honestly, I think in a large way, they get it a little bit better than we do. Linda, I am so impressed by young people. Our people here, we were talking about our holiday party, and they want to go give back to the community rather than go out and get intoxicated somewhere. It's so impressive. Do you find that to be true as well?
Absolutely. And JA, we work in 3 different areas. So we want them to look at their financial um, abilities. We want them to be entrepreneurs, and we give them some work and career success tools. So we're trying to impact that. So no one will say about our kids, oh, they don't know how to come to work appropriately, or they don't know what to do when they get their paycheck. That's what we're here for. And we see the kids have some awesome aha moments where they say things like, oh, when my mom says she doesn't have $5, she really means she doesn't have $5. And we hear the adults who come and volunteer with us say things like, I wish I had this when I was their age.
So
So
let's
it's really
talk a little bit about Linda. Let's talk a little bit about the age group that you're working with in junior achievement. When can you become a part of it from an age standpoint? And do you ever age out of JA? I mean, at some point, you're not junior anymore, right?
right. Right. So first of all, we work mostly with educators, school systems, charter schools, and community-based organizations to offer our curriculum. So you can't do very much with JA just individually. We have a little bit of that, partly due to COVID, but we offer the opportunities through our partnerships. And we do K-12 very successfully. We have different programs for all the age levels. Obviously, what we're talking about for a senior versus a kindergartner, so that's slightly different. And new this year, we're starting to serve the youth who are 18 to 25, who might be employed in an entry level job, who might be disconnected from school or from work. So we're newly going into that space just this year.
And Crystal, is that age group facing a particularly difficult challenge right now? And we're post-COVID, the employment market is a little bit confusing right now. I'm really glad to hear that you're working with that age group.
Yeah, so the students, we're finding out as they're coming in that they're a little bit behind because of COVID. So we have to apply a different strategy to the age groups that are coming down to our finance park, which is our capstone facility downtown Detroit. Our staff is just kind of pivoting and going, talking to the educators to see exactly where they stand, and we're just adapting and being flexible.
JA's been around for a long time, and I think when I think of you guys, I see your logo, I see your brand, I'm familiar with the name and the brand of Junior Achievement, but I don't know that all of our viewers and listeners have a keen idea of what programs specifically Junior Achievement is involved in. Linda, do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Sure. So the reason you've seen our brand is we've been around nationally since 1919 and locally since 1949. And most of the people who were in JA back in the day and say, oh, I was in JA, they remember after school experience that was more like a club, and they came and learned entrepreneurship skills, and they solved a problem, opened a business, and went through the whole life cycle of a business. So we still have that program. It's called JAB Entrepreneurial. and we lead the students right through a whole program of developing a product, learning how to market that product, selling the product, all the aspects of owning a business. Of course, that's for older kids. We also do financial literacy, like I said before, K-12. So we have different programs focused on financial literacy, all age groups, and work in career readiness. We know that students don't know what they don't know. So they don't know that the car company, besides making a car, has an accounting department, has an IT department, all the different opportunities. And we try to help them be aware, not just of the traditional, what we all know, but now as new things are coming out, we try to connect them with those opportunities as well so that they're on their radar, so they know more about what those options are. And now kids get asked all the time, what do you want to be when you grow up? And hopefully we're helping direct that path.
Well, we were talking about that earlier on the program today. There is often confusion, and I mean, I still don't know what I want to do when I grow up. So I can only
say that all the
imagine.
time.
I can
Or it
only
changes.
imagine the challenges that younger people coming into the workforce must have. It is a challenge to understand the total knowledge base that you need as you're entering the workforce. And there really isn't the curriculum to talk about, how do you manage your financial life? What do you do with your paycheck? How do you interact with the people at work? All these other things that you're mentioning. It's so important. But Crystal, Smith, this all has to get paid for somehow. You're the VP of Philanthropy. I assume that you're the one that's got to go out and find money. How do you fund your organization?
Well, first of all, we just want to thank all of our donors. Our donors are the core of our financial stability. We have donors, don't want to go into different names, but we have major donors in the community that give to us, that sustain our funding. And without their commitment to us, we wouldn't be able to do the work that we do, offering free programming to the schools and educators. And the educators really need JA to help them with their classwork. And we are honored to do that. And we do that with volunteers. We train our volunteers to go out and teach our curriculum for us on behalf of JA. And we train them prior to the program starting and make sure that they are well equipped to do what we're asking them to do. But we dearly appreciate all of our donors throughout the community and our partnerships.
Well, I'll give you a chance in a minute too to let people know how they can engage. But Linda, looking at all the programs and looking at the students that you have coming into your program right now, do you see an area where there is the biggest gap that you need to fill, or are there some things that you run into over and over again where, had it not been for JA being there, that these students would really be challenged with?
Well, we know there's an equity issue. There are students within southeastern Michigan who have resources, still don't know how to manage them, but then there are other students who don't have the resources. And again, it's about making them aware of what their opportunities are in the future. We also know, as Crystal said, the students are lacking a little right now because of COVID, and teachers are challenged. And the nice thing, our curriculum has it all there for the teacher. They don't have to write their own, but they're challenged because there's a lot to fit in a school day. They have to meet standards set by other people, in the school district, at the state level, at the federal level. And our curriculum aligns with that, but you have to be able to have the curriculum and offer that. And of course, in some districts, having the teachers be available, having subs if they do want to come visit our JA Finance Park. Paying for buses sometimes can be a challenge for some of our school districts. So those are all things that some of our funding helps us to support educators and to support students.
Well, and I think that I know the answer to this one, but when I think about JA, I think about large corporate organizations that have traditionally been very supportive of your cause. But do you also need help from individuals and smaller organizations?
Absolutely. So we
Absolutely.
have,
We we always need additional help. You know, like you said, we do have the larger corporations, but we also partner with CBOs and smaller organizations as well. They utilize our facility in Finance Park as well. So yes, we always need additional help because the need is great. So please give us a call and let us know that you are available. You can go to our website at jamichigan.org to sign up to volunteer. We have a new volunteer coordinator also, Miss Jess Pate, who will help you to customize your needs and what we do. So please don't hesitate to give her a call as well.
All right, Crystal, good plug there right at the end. jamichigan.org. That's jamichigan.org. And if you need any additional information, well, there it is right on the screen. jamichigan.org for all of the information. Linda, any final comments before we run along?
we're also in partnership with Share Detroit, so we can be found there with links, little information about us, and of course, links back to our website, jamichigan.org. We'd be happy to talk to someone about their opportunities to volunteer and or to give.
Yeah, and I imagine too that there are some districts you're just more active in and others you're less active in. If there's somebody watching and maybe they live in a district where you're a little bit less active, but they want to engage with you, I assume they can also go to that same address to find out more about your services.
Absolutely. We serve 10 counties. So I'm pretty sure that one of the counties that they're thinking of is in there. If not, we can connect them to another JA. But we serve the 10 counties, which is Genesee, Lapeer, Livingston, Macomb, Morrell, Oakland, Siwash, St. Clair, Washtenaw, and Wayne.
Wow, that's a lot of territory. I remember in Metro
Yes.
Detroit was Wayne, Oakland, Macomb. I could remember all those counties. I don't know if someone put me on the spot and said, hey, what are the 10 counties of Metro Detroit? I could come up with that one. Linda Morrell, Development Manager, and Crystal Smith, Vice President of Philanthropy at Junior Achievement at Southeastern Michigan. You tell your story well. Thank you so much for joining us here on the Megacast today. Good to be with you.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank
All
you.
right.
We really appreciate you.